Can we rant about something for a bit? I'm totally in the mood to just like, well, not rant to start off, but I just want to say, just, you guys kind of ruined my life in some sense. You guys understand, I love how self-aware chat is. Chat, you're so self-aware to the point where it's just like, you know what you're doing is entertainingly funny, and you just live up to it. You're like, Twitch chat in its entirety is literally a living, walking meme. So all of you guys are memes. In some sense. All of you are memes. And I have two specific posts that I want to go over specifically that grind my gears to an extent. Well, don't really grind my gears, but are just like, why are you guys? I'm only here to meme. I could care less about the actual stream. Exactly. And that's the point that I want to prove here. First off, going over a meme that someone made today about my streams, and I feel extremely called out, even though in reality, it's not my fault. It's your guys' fault. But wait, there's Vor. The chat when BetaEtaDelota is just trying to stream. Well, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to sit here and do? I mean, I can make the announcement of like, please, no more Vor, but like, oh my God, please, actually stop. But what I will say is you guys are just, you're so self-aware to this extent that it's just like, you understand memes like this happen and everyone's thinking the same thing of just like, I'm trying to exist and do my thing. And then it's just like, oh no, in comes chat, and then it's just, well, here we go, Vor, inflation. But another thing that adds to it, which I just wanted to show again real quick, because, oh my God, someone made this at one point based on, let's all watch it together. I gotta turn off this music. This ain't fitting for what's going on right now. Furries go to hell. You're gonna be set. So we got the baseline. Okay, not. Kind of would be comfy, you know. It's
no! No, I didn't remember what I said there.
The afterlife, whether it's heaven or hell, it's just gonna be hell because all furries go to hell. You're gonna be set. You're warm. You got your nice fursuit, or do you? So we got the baseline. Okay.
My God! Stop! No.
Someone made this, oh my God, this was back in March. It still feels new. But basically, like, you guys are kind of ruining my life to an extent. Seeing those posts about my content and chat, and then you guys, and taking everything I say out of context, it kind of reminded me of, like, what pisses off furries. I don't know why. This is a weird transition. Trust me, I'm weird when it comes to this. But, like, I was thinking about it, because when I saw those posts, I'm like, wow, my chat is ruining my life. And I'm not pissed off by it by any means, trust me. I'm absolutely not pissed off. I love it. So, like, it kind of got me thinking of, like, what pisses furries off? What is, like, I don't like, focusing necessarily on stereotypes or, like, anything for that matter that might be a bit sensitive for that. But, like, what do furries naturally get pissed off about? What do they get, like, angry about? That's what I kind of wanted to go over today. So, like, to sort of put into perspective my example, what pisses me off the most with regards to furries? Or what furries do. Or not what furries do, but like, what kind of pisses me off? Well, I will say one thing, which happened today. And this is a little disclaimer for everyone. Please, for the love of God, when you enter a giveaway, or you go to retweet a post from an artist, this is specifically for Twitter, because a lot of people use Twitter. When you go to enter a giveaway, please, for the love of God, if you see that someone retweeted, untag them before you post the ref. Please. This is like, that in reality, like, all I have to do is like, Beta, you're being fucking stupid. Just mute the post. Well, like, even still, like, if I mute the post and, you know, then I have to mute it and then I won't be able to see who won or if I won or whatever. It's just like, but even still, like, that's the one, like, little thing, the picky thing that pisses me off. Please untag people from your posts, or untag people before you post a ref, because, like, I'm at the point sometimes where I don't even, like, enter giveaways anymore for art, which in reality, like, the only reason I enter is to, like, amplify the artists so they get more, like, traction online, because I know as soon as I retweet that post, like, 100 other people are going to retweet it and enter themselves. So it's like, well, my chances have gone from like 100 to like 1,000th of a chance. Let me just say, first off, it has nothing to do with your guys' fursonas or anything about your ref sheets. It's just like my mentions become so broken after that. Like, all I see is just a wall of ref sheets and fursonas. And again, it's not that I don't want to see them. It's just that it makes it seem like I just did one of those, like, post your ref sheets and I'll roast them on stream, you know, like one of those that my Twitter's a mess for like the next 2 days. Who knew that, like, retweeting a giveaway would have that same effect? I don't know. But like for a nitpicky thing, that's one of the big things that pisses me off as a furry. What's another thing that pisses me off as a furry? We need some help here, guys. I need some help. When someone thinks your fursona is cringe or bad just for the colors or species. Oh my god. So here's the thing. I can understand both ends of it, but like the one thing I think that furries hate the most is when someone says your fursona looks like X, or like insert furry character here, insert someone else's fursona here. Furries hate that. That is the worst thing you can say to someone if you genuinely want to be friends with them. It's like, oh, you know, your fursona looks like this. And in reality, like, I don't care, but like, oof sometimes, you know? I mean, to be fair, like, I think we all have somewhat of a high regard for our, like, fursonas or the characters that we create, because in some sense, it's kind of like us, but it's more of an artistic version of us, you know? But like I think it's just kind of weird how people are like, oh, your fursona looks like this, or like people are immediate to judge people's fursonas when in reality we kind of forget that it's a representation of us online. So it's like, oh, it's kind of like if you randomly went up to someone and was like, oh, you kind of look like so and so. Who the fuck does that? Let alone furries that do that. Furries don't have social skills. They don't even know. They just do the hi, let's be friends thing, you know? What else do furries get pissed off by? I know the big one, just like we said, was like when people say your fursona looks like X or Y or Z, which like in reality, that depends on how people perceive it and what they think about it. Cause like I kind of feel that on both sides, cause I don't care what people say about my fursona. It's my fursona. I don't care. But when some people like start comparing it to problematic people, specifically people that I try like extremely hard to stay away from because they're big no-nos, that's when it's just like, yikes, why the fuck are you saying that? Why are you saying that? What really motivates you to make that comparison? What's your intention there, you know? But yeah, that's kind of the big one. If you insult someone's fursona, or if it's perceived that you are insulting or generalizing someone's fursona, then like that's how furries get mad. And it's pretty funny that furries get more mad about that than like actual issues in the fandom. But then again, I've done like 2 different videos on that thing already. It's pretty funny though, when you want to be a fox, but you're actually going to be seen as slutty. That also, I think naturally some people like, here's the thing. This also has to do with the social grace of the furry fandom. Some people have social grace and some people just don't understand or don't get a hint as to like, we're joking, but also some people don't know how to tell jokes and in reality are kind of mean about it. It's like the whole thing with like foxes being bottoms or slutty or femboy or whatever. I know it was a joke. It's a stereotype, whatever. Haha, funny. Some people like it, some people don't. Respect people's opinions on that and respect people's desires for that. But also like, some people don't and genuinely use that as a way of putting others down. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You got some insecurities to like fan out to the rest of the class? I know you're already doing that as is by what you're saying, but hey, what the fuck are you doing? I think that's another thing. The lack of social grace of furries leads to furries being pissed off over genuinely somewhat small things. That's a big thing. Oh my god. Furries are way too concerned about other people's personas. Now, let me just say, there have been cases where furries should be concerned. For example, the Nagasaki fursona, as some of you remember. I think I went over it on stream. It was a big fucking yikes. And yes, for those that don't know, it was an actual thing. But like, most people who have like harmless fursonas or choose to do a certain like fursona species or animal species, furries care way too much about what other people have. I mean, for example, with my fursona Levi, you all know him. People got pissed when I started using Levi more than Maverick in my streams and videos. Like, people were pissed, like, oh, you can't take away Maverick. Maverick's perfect. To an extent, that's kind of like, you know, fan toxicity. But also, like, damn, you guys care way too much about something that's, in hindsight, insignificant. Sorry. It's like, wow. If only you guys put this energy towards, like, genuine issues in the furry fandom, instead of someone changing their fursona. I don't know. I just think that's funny as fuck. Here's a thing that furries get pissed off about. When one person has a really shitty hot take, it almost always evolves into people thinking, are furries really thinking this? No, it's just one person that says it, but through the grapevine and how Twitter works, it's made to seem like naturally furries think this. No, it's just 1 to 2 people that in reality are just very shitty and in very shitty mindsets. That's how the whole poodling thing came to be anyways. Someone had an opinion on it, somewhat of a valid opinion, and then someone amplified that and was just downright supposed to be a troll. And then in reality, guess what? It was just that one person that had that interesting take on it. And then it divulged into like poodling is bad. And it's like, are people thinking this? And it's like, no, not really. But just, it seems that way. But to an extent, I can't help but think that people genuinely are a bit more upset that furries poodle. I don't know. In reality, it shouldn't matter. I think there's this whole aspect of like, you can't break the magic in the fandom, or like, you got to keep as much magic as you can. And I think furries get mad over that. And I think the whole poodling thing, like, I never got involved in it because I didn't even know what the fuck was happening. It was just people getting angry and then making videos and then posting to Twitter about it, which in reality, do what you want. But it's just like, damn, could we put this energy towards like real issues? Who the fuck cares if you wear your head fursuit and not your body? In reality, you have more like options of like customizing how you look and how you portray your persona or character without the full suit. Like, goddamn, guys, why are we acting like children? So that's funny. I think that's how most issues become like big and widespread throughout the fandom. Someone has a really shitty hot take, and then like one or two people agree with it, they amplify it, and then it's posted around. No one knows where the original post came from, so it's all through the grapevine of like, are people really saying this? It's very interesting. Not in a good way, just like, why? It's in a why way. What else do furries tend to get pissed off about that is in hindsight insignificant? I must know. I'm actually like curious about this stuff. I'm very curious because I feel like there's a healthy conversation that can be had here, even though it's not healthy. Furries really hate it when people don't like furries for the stereotypes associated with furries. When in reality, furries defend people who fulfill said stereotypes of furries. For example, people who are zoophiles or pedophiles. Oh, no, he wouldn't do that. He's still my friend. And then they'll turn around and be like, oh, furry haters. I hate it how they think that furries are zoophiles. It's like, I don't know. I just think it's neat. I think it's kind of funny how that happens. It's like, what? Do you care or not care? Which is it? It's not a perfect world. You got to choose one of two evils. I think like the main issue here with a lot of this is furries have a tendency to not communicate well. Or to not wish to communicate well, like beat around the bush, be a bit more overly dramatic. That's why people say that like fucking the big thing in the furry fandom is the drama. And it's because people don't know how to properly communicate that and their feelings and actually discuss things. That's why there's so much beef with one another, because it's really weird and it's really like shitty. And that just sort of contributes to like why furries get pissed off about certain things or small issues that in reality aren't big issues, small issues that really shouldn't have been like argued for more than like 2 minutes, you know? I think more of a sociological discussion on furries would definitely be warranted. But just for like the bottom line of like, why are furries angry? What pisses off furries? Main thing for me is when I'm not untagged from giveaways. So then it's like, oh boy, my Twitter notifications, oh boy.